If you're about to graduate high school and everyone around you keeps pushing engineering, your parents, your uncle at every family reunion, your guidance counselor with her printed salary tables, I need you to stop for a second before you fill out that application. Because the version of you who picks this course for the wrong reason will spend the next 5 years slowly finding out why it was the wrong reason. And by the time that becomes obvious, you'll have already lost years you can't get back. This video is going to walk you through the real picture, not the glossy version they hand you at the college fair. Most people picture an engineer as a smart, well-paid professional solving big problems. That image is accurate. What it leaves out is everything that happens between day one and that version of the person. Engineering is genuinely one of the most demanding academic paths you can take, not because of the volume of work, but because of the type of thinking it requires. You are not just memorizing formulas. You are learning to think in systems, to look at a problem and break it into components, trace how each part affects every other part, and hold all of that in your head simultaneously while you solve for an answer. For some people, that process is genuinely exciting. For others, it feels like being asked to assemble furniture without instructions in a foreign language every single day for 5 years. The question you need to answer before you choose this course is brutally simple. Which one of those two people are you? Here is something guidance counselors almost never tell you about engineering. The dropout and shifting rate in engineering programs across the country is quietly staggering. Studies in the Philippines put the engineering board exam passing rate for first-time takers at around 30 to 50%, depending on the school and the discipline. That means the majority of people who make it all the way through 5 years of engineering, who graduate, still don't pass on the first attempt. Now think about what that number looks like when you factor in the students who shifted courses, the ones who quietly stopped showing up, the ones who finished but never took the board at all. Engineering doesn't just demand intelligence. It demands a very specific kind of resilience, the ability to fail a subject, retake it, fail again, and still want to come back because you genuinely care about the material. If the material doesn't actually interest you, that resilience runs out. And once it runs out, the course doesn't just become hard. It becomes a trap you're already 3 years into. One of the biggest reasons families push engineering is the salary ceiling. And yes, a licensed engineer with good experience can earn well. But that ceiling assumes you get licensed, that you practice in your field, and that you stay in it long enough to climb. What actually happens to a significant number of engineering graduates is this. They finish the degree, skip the board or fail it, and end up in a completely unrelated job, sometimes in sales, admin, or customer service, because they needed income and couldn't find engineering work they were qualified for without a license. That's not failure in the dramatic sense. That's just what happens when the path and the person weren't matched from the beginning. Meanwhile, someone who chose a course that actually fit them, nursing, education, business, design, IT, and went deep into it, built real skills and got licensed or certified in their own field, is pulling ahead. The salary argument only holds up if you actually become the engineer. There's one more piece to this that doesn't get talked about enough. Engineering is expensive. Between tuition, lab fees, drawing materials, software licenses, fieldwork requirements, and the sheer number of years in the program, you are asking your family to fund a significant investment. That investment makes sense if the course is right for you, if you finish it, pass the board, and practice. If you shift in year 3, or if you graduate but never pass the board, or if you finish and spend the next decade in an unrelated job, your family spent that money on a degree that didn't pay off the way anyone hoped. This is not about guilt. This is about being honest with yourself before the cost gets paid, rather than after. Before you decide anything, answer these 2 questions as honestly as you can. First, when you encounter a technical problem, a broken appliance, a malfunctioning system, A mathematical puzzle? What is your first instinct? Are you the person who wants to open it up and figure out why it broke? Or are you the person who just wants it fixed so you can move on? Neither answer is wrong, but one of those people should take engineering, and one of them shouldn't. Second question. When you imagine yourself 10 years from now, doing work you're proud of, what does that work look like? If the image that came up involves building things, designing systems, solving physical or technical problems, engineering deserves a serious look. If the image that came up was something else entirely, people, creativity, language, business, health, then the engineering push you've been getting from everyone around you is about their comfort, not your future.